This is Sam Wilson's Captain America 2025 helmet with a little twist of my own design. What do you guys think?
Before getting started, I went ahead and assembled all the pieces so I could see what it looks like. Now here I'm going to go ahead and start putting on resin. I'm going to make sure I smooth it out across the whole helmet. This can be time consuming, but I find it easier than sanding helmets just because of how fast this works. All I have to really do is polish it, but most of the time I don't even have to do that using filler primer. The stage of the pipe, I was just going to go ahead and get it resined up because it is rough, especially considering it's spiraled like a tubing, and I thought it'd look more realistic if the paint was glossy black, so you could see me doing that here. Now that it's all resined up, it's time to go ahead and move on to the painting stages. First, I hit it with a 2-in-1 filler primer. It's a lighter coat than just straight filler primer. I didn't want to get rid of too many details on this helmet because it looks really good. Now I'm starting with Engine Enamel Blue, and I really chose this blue because it dries quick, it's a better paint, and it comes out fantastic, like coloring wise, especially for the blue. The blue's really cool. Really, when you're spray painting, you want to make sure you do 50-50 coats and make sure that it's even across the board. I don't like to go too crazy on how thick it is because you don't want runs. That's the biggest thing, but after doing painting so many times, I've learned how to spray, and it's pretty actually simple, as long as you do it right. And I'm using a rinky-dinky setup in the background, like it's a project board from the Dollar Tree and all that. Now I'm hitting it with clear coat. I use 1K because it's available faster than 2K, and 1K honestly looks really good in high gloss anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But once I was done putting the clear coat on, it's time to let it dry. But you can see how it looks right here. Now that we got all that finished, I'm showing it basically how it looks put together and painted. For the eyes, I'm going to be using an acrylic sheet on the back side of it. So here I'm showing you how to cut it up, making sure to take my time because this is going to go on the inside. And I didn't want people to be able to look straight into the helmet and see my eyeballs. So I put this on the back to help conceal that. And it also makes the visor look darker in the background anyway. I don't have a resin printer or a way to make goggles really cool, so the way I do it, and I don't mind it. Other people do it other ways. I just don't have the money to buy it, all the tools I need for everything, so I make do with what I got. Now it doesn't have to be perfect because no one's going to really see it. It's going to be on the inside of the helmet anyway, so who really cares as long as the outside looks good. Here I'm test fitting it, you can see that, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on the inside using some hot glue. And I want to make sure I get this nice in the cracks, that way it dries and actually adheres to the helmet. Just taking your time with this step so it actually adheres to the helmet and you don't have the goggles falling out on you. Now that I got it hot glued in, you can see me test fitting it, making sure it's not falling off, and we're going to move on to me coloring in the black parts of the helmet that I wanted to do. I'm going to go over this pretty quickly, but it basically, since I resined it, it was already really smooth, and then painted it, filler primered, all that, so it came out really nice. Even though I'm coloring it on, I'm using acrylic paint anyway, so it doesn't really look like I drew it on when it dries. It looks like it was spray painted on, so it came out nice. Make sure you do even lines going up or down or sideways in the same motion, that way it looks in uniform when drying. Here's how it looks once I put all the black on it. We're preparing to put hot glue on the pipes. I just want to show you where I'm going to do it. Luckily on this helmet, this pipe is actually such a good fit. All I have to do is push it in on the front, push it in the back, and it doesn't really move, but just in case, I'm going to use hot glue on it. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how I made my own Captain America 2025 helmet. Stay tuned for more videos.